everybody, and welcome to the stream. This is Kalan from White Glove Models taking over for Kenny this week. Hope you all are doing well and that you can hear me okay. And yes, Chris, I did manage to shave and get a haircut finally. So hope you guys are all doing well. It looks like we've got Richard and upstate, upstate scale modelers in the house, scale modeling, and we have Steve from the Maker's Feed so far. So yeah, I'm basically just well, Kenny is celebrating Ada's graduation, and tonight just thought I would pop in and take over. The sound is not good. The sound a little muffled. What if I do this? I don't know. Hopefully that's better. I don't know. That's really bizarre. I have to fix my connection to it. I guess not what I do. Well, hopefully things will pick up. I can also be I don't know what happened to that group. So it looks like that man is able to see how that goes. It's a lot of frustrations with this up. So it looks like maybe we can see that. Now it's coming towards closure. It could be six now, guys. Hopefully. So, anyways, yeah, please, it seems to be all down to the maybe we have to. So, as you guys know, we're doing the model. We all the people that I could work on. I'm not really sure what you guys are up to tonight. If you guys are working on any kits, I know a lot of graduation parties are going on. It is that time of the year. And let me go down here and see if maybe, oh, I don't know. Wonder if I remove that. There we go. Hopefully things sound a little bit better. Much better now. Okay, perfect. So now you guys can hear me. I just had to shut off my VPN. For some reason, my VPN likes to bog things down, I guess. So anyways, hope you all are doing it well this evening. What is everybody up to? Bob Bruce just popped in. How's it going, Bob? Everybody's saying, huh? What? So, yep, it's the Conklin curse. I know, you're telling me. And Steve is saying, yeah, the VPN tends to slow things down. So I don't know. I don't think on StreamYard, I don't think I can have all of the chat pop up. I actually have to click on it personally. So um, hopefully you guys are seeing me just fine and all that. So I've got a couple of things that I've been working on. One is the Hobby Link International. Uh, what are we calling it? The Tall Ships group build, and that one I am working on with Lewis, and we are doing the HMS Victory, which is the Revell kit, and neither of us would honestly ever recommend that kit to anybody. It's been a kind of a big headache. I thought I had a little image of that here, but I don't. So that will just have to be another time. Oh, here we go. Oh, it won't show it there because I have it in whatever. Anyways, so not sure what you guys are all up to this evening. It's been a little bit warm here, but I have managed to get some work done on the Victory. And then I have a super secret build going on that is on the workbench right now, but it is top secret, and it won't be coming to my channel anytime soon. There was one thing I figured I could work on that particular kit, and I was going to see if I could just jokingly do it as the helicopter build, because basically all it is this very tiny helicopter. And then I could just get away with calling that my helicopter group build and having that done and painted, because I'm probably going to be hand painting that. I don't really know what kind of a helicopter it is. I need to do a little bit more research. I don't think it's a Hind, because it seems a little bit shaped like one, but I don't think it is. I need to see, because this isn't a Russian ship, it is a German ship. So let me get back to the comments here. And oh yeah, that's what I was going to do. I needed to change, since this is a Hobby Link International. See if I can put, nope, Chippy is too big. Still getting used to StreamYard. There we go. So I don't, there we go. Perfect. Now it's official. It is the official White Glove Models Hobby Link International live stream. So hope, see, we've got 6 people watching. I'm curious as to what you guys are working on. Do you want me just to kind of chat, have some fun? Unfortunately, we're not making any ChippyChips, but who knows, Kenny might be nice. And for those that were in the stream and active and talking in the chat and comments, he may, maybe we can talk him into hooking people up with some extra ChippyChips. Who knows? But I don't have access to his account. I did think it would be awesome if tonight I did auction off his Titanic. So what have you all been up to? I can take you over to the workbench and kind of show you what I've been doing here on the Victory. Let's see. And thanks to Gilly, we have this new camera. Thank you, Gilly, for sending this. And it kind of shows, I ended up putting it right here where my tablet used to be. But kind of what I've been doing here is trying to create a wood look for these little lifeboats for the Victory. And I started out, I have been writing all of this down because I'm kind of experimenting a little bit. And I don't like how this looks quite so far. It needs, the last color I put on was the XF78. And this brush I decided was a little bit too big. It works great on decks if you're weathering wooden decks, but it was too big for these. So I went down to this brush, and finally, after putting on 6 different colors, and this one actually worked really well. So what I am going to do is go back to the darks and start putting on some of the lighter tones and working kind of back over everything. And what I started with was the red brown, the XF64 red brown. Then I went to the, let's see, I think this was the next one that I did, was the XF72. Then I went and did a XF88, the dark yellow too, but I was doing it all with this brush. Then I ended up with some yellow green, and the problem with that brush, like I said, it's just kind of too big for these boats, so it ended up covering basically everything. I wasn't happy with how it was looking, and so on this one I experimented with this brush, and I'm going to come back, do these with more of the brown, and then come back with some of the wooden deck tan and some of these other colors. And I even thought about putting a little whole red in there just to kind of give it that maybe more of that reddish tone that some holes have. But this brush tends to work really well, and it's a Wet and Wild brush that I basically get from the dollar store in their cosmetic section. I always grab a whole bunch of these because this is my favorite d- uh, detailing brush for doing wooden decks on ships. This does a really great job, and then I've noticed that this one does all the smaller work really nicely too, because you can dry brush really good with it, and it does. You have to. It seems like you burn through a lot of paint though, because a lot of it ends up on here. I'm kind of new to this whole dry brushing scene, and weathering. So for those of you that have tips and more experience than I do, I highly encourage your comments and recommendations. Um, I don't have a fan brush, and I was thinking a fan brush would actually work really well, but it seems to me like with a fan brush, you would be using up a ton of paint as well, just because you're dabbing most of it off onto your towel. And maybe there's a better solution, like maybe just keeping one of these around and just using this to get some of the paint off. I don't know. It's, like I said, it's kind of my first venture, besides doing the deck of the Bismarck, which um, for those of you that have not seen my Bismarck, this I have to be very, very careful with this because I have chains hanging off of it. But this is the Agora Models Battleship Bismarck, and as you can see, the deck is a very, very different color than it was when it came. And I spent several hours using various different colors and kind of working in these details on the deck. And I ended up using the wash instead of using kind of a brown wash. I ended up using probably one of my favorite now go-tos for decks is the Tamiya Figure Accent Pink Brown. Or if you're Lewis, it's an off red brown. And this stuff settled in really nicely into all of the little cracks here. And then, of course, after all the weathering and deck detailing was done, I ended up clear coating the entire deck. And then we started adding our little features to it. So that's kind of where I'm trying to play with these a little bit with these boats, because on the Victory, the wooden decks or the wooden boats um, are kind of a lighter color. That's why I wanted to go try to use some of this wooden deck tan and then have some of the darker tones coming through. And then I don't really know if they were necessarily painted. Because some of the pictures that I saw, a lot of the areas of the boat, of like inside, was looked more like it was just a wood tone finish, but it was a lighter colored wood. And then out here on the back, the wood was either stained really nicely and or it had a little bit of a darker paint to it, because there is a difference. So the top side and interior was a little lighter in color, and then the bottom was actually darker. Uh, and I'd have to pull up some photos for you guys to see it. But yeah, just kind of playing around with that. That's what I've been working on. And then doing some practice photo etch here on the super secret German vessel. And I'll kind of pull that down and show you guys. This one's going to be interesting because on newer vessels like this, the decks are pretty much the everything on this build, I think, is pretty much a gray color and then some blue gray, and the hull and all that, except for your water line, which is going down below the water line, is going to be red. This took a exuberant amount of or extraordinarily large amount of Bondo, because this is a Tacom kit. And I was thinking, the fit's not bad. I'm not going to complain about that. But there was a massive gap. There were kind of gapping and things like that. I wasn't terribly happy with it.
and then there was a massive seam along the entire hull, and then down here where you put the bulb on. So after probably a good 20-30 minutes of sanding, this deck is not glued down because I have some stuff I have to do first. uh, and I need to finish sanding and then painting this. But for the most part, I got the majority of the Bondo sanded off on this side. I may go back and do a second filler coat. Maybe, I don't know. I kind of like that dinged up because the ocean tends to beat on these holes a little bit. But I really am happy with how the Bondo filled in these gaps up here, and then this gap that was here, which was kind of my biggest concern. And then I have to do the back section there. But there's a loads of fun photo etch with this one, and by loads I mean one sheet, but still a lot of it's a little difficult. And I've kind of had fun doing it. Because this is my first time really doing photo etch, so I've made a few mistakes at the very beginning. I buggered up that one. These are basically holders or whatever that hold. I can show you here on this deck. They hold these barrels, and so they're, after I kind of screwed up the first one, I managed to kind of get the hang of it, and then was folding them all up pretty quickly. And there's a lot of these actually on the deck. That one's spread apart a little too much, but you know what? This kit and this build is more just for fun and for some practice before I start my 1-200 Arizona. So I have decided I am going to go ahead and get the 1-200 Arizona and build that instead of the ridiculously small-sized Revell 1/426 scale or whatever they call it, the box scale, because I wasn't too thrilled just with how that kit looked. And if I want to do the Arizona, I want to do it right. So that's my plan. And then lots of really nice detail on the superstructure here. This ship, I don't know. It's a newer vessel, so I'm not really sure all the details on it. But the kit was on sale at Andy's Hobbies headquarters for like $30, and so I bought one. And definitely am enjoying this build because it's something different for me, and it's really cool. I do like it. So yeah, but this one, it's going to be a lot of gray. So hey, so we've got a lot of buds in the house. How's it going? And see, Oz said he's working on a group build, Tamiya 135th Panzer tank, my first tank build. Nice. So you're not alone. My first tank build is actually the Tamiya M4A3 Sherman, the 75 millimeter barrel. That is my first ever. I know a few guys that are doing the group build are also kind of venturing into their first time doing armor. So for me, I never really was a huge fan of armor, but as a model builder and kind of getting back into the hobby, I really am enjoying it. And so I actually kind of splurged a little bit and got a Dragon kit that has easy track and loads and loads of photo etch, which will be lost in the model by the time you get it painted and all that. But that's really cool. I look forward to seeing that. I'm trying to get my mojo back. Haven't done any build in a few months. That's understandable. I had a kind of a moment about a month or so back where I just needed to step back for a couple weeks. And hey, Bud, how's it going? Bud's in the house. Hey, y'all. And Bob Bruce saying hi to Bud. Everybody's saying hi to each other. And Oz was saying, looks nice, worth the effort and time. And Bob is saying, wood grain on that scale is not easy. Yeah, I imagine. It's because these are just little lifeboats or whatever that were with it. And that's where I think this brush has come in very handy, because as you can see, when I went in to do the lighter wooden deck tan, it put it on a heck of a lot lighter, and you can see the dark colors coming through. So I think if I kind of go backwards with my colors from light to dark, and then maybe come back a little bit with the wooden deck tan over that again, with maybe some of this yellow green, just very lightly. I think I should get that wood effect that I'm trying to get. Uh, but yeah, you're right, Bob. It is very difficult to kind of perfect that on something that small. It can get out of scale real quick. Yeah. And Michael Lawler, how's it going? Hi, Michael. Hope I know it's late for you. Thanks for joining us, and hope you're doing well. Always good to try something new. Very true. And we've got Steve in the house. Totally Scale Models. Evening, morning. How's it going, Steve? And I'm burned out after TH. And Fubar is in the house. Greetings, gentlemen. Here, let me flip my camera back up so you guys can. No, I hit the wrong button. There we go. And there I am. And let's see. Michael said, I'm burned out after the Falcon cockpit. No kidding. Not building anything at the moment. Dude, that was amazing. Absolutely. You do absolutely wonderful work. A lot of everybody does. Totally Scale Models too. Steve over at Totally Scale Models is working on the JJ prize, and he did something I would not have been brave enough to do, and he opened it up and started hacking it apart. But it's looking very, very cool, Steve. So yeah, I am not that brave, not at this part of my model making venture, so to speak. So yeah, I know Kenny always has loads of stuff to talk about. We do have several of the group builds. I don't have. I could actually pull it up on the screen and kind of go over the giveaway a little bit. So I'll see if I can do that here in just a moment. I had to close the window in here because the kids are all out in the street playing. Our neighbors' kids, that's what they do. So they're pretty noisy, and then it was kind of noisy, and didn't want to have that interfere with the live stream. So I'm going to do this right here, and we can go over. See, I have it pulled up right there. Go to the main page. And let's see if I can find the monthly giveaway. There's March. He has not done a June giveaway. Let me try this. Yeah, Kenny hasn't put up a June. Where's the May? That's really weird. I could have swore he had one. That was April. Nope. I don't see one. So we can go over the Christmas giveaway. So if you're not a member of the community, you can always join the Hobby Link International community. You just come over here to the community tab on the main website and click that. And then we have the 2022 secret, or oh, come on. This is annoying. That's the Secret Santa. What is happening? This is ridiculous. I think he skipped the car kits giveaway. Yeah, maybe it is the 3D print month, and I can't remember. The prints looked really cool though, the ones that he was working on. So here we have the Christmas giveaway, and these busts are really, really cool. Let's see, what is this? Jacob Marley. I'm not really good at figures at the moment. I'm still working on trying to get like faces down. Faces are terrible for me. I have a really hard time getting the color accurate, and then hair, and it's extremely difficult for me at least. And then oh, so there are more. So then we also have Shu is giving away the Katinga kit, and it comes with the light set, the LED light set, 1/350 scale by Polar Lights. And then I am doing the Andy's Hobbies headquarters gift certificate for $150. And that is nice because if you're in the UK and you win, or anywhere in Europe or Australia, you can use that at the European Andy's Hobbies headquarters. If you're not aware, Andy's Hobbies headquarters does have a European website now where you can order all of their kits at great deals and great prices. So you can always go check that out. And I'm pretty sure that, yeah, he hasn't posted anything up for the giveaway. And so I think you guys are right. It will be 3D printed. A couple of different 3D printed things that he's doing or doing there. And let's see. Go over here. And Dark Soldier is in the house. Hello, everyone. Hope you're doing well. I know things are a little discombobulated. Kind of been a long day, and I don't usually have as much to talk about as Kenny might. We could do a little work on painting if you guys want to see me do that, but for the most part, I just enjoy chatting with you guys and kind of seeing what you guys are all up to. And if you have any questions for me, I'm sure Kenny will watch this later and slap me because I didn't do all the fun stuff that he usually does and shows you guys. That reminds me to register for Secret Santa. Yes. So if you're a member of the community, you have to be in the community to become or to register for the Secret Santa. There is a link in the forums, and that's just under the 2022 Secret Santa. So if you haven't done that, I did it last year, and Bob Bruce was mine, and I got the Star Trek Mr. Spock. And Bob, that is sort of coming along. I kind of pull it down off the shelf here and there, and I slowly kind of work on it here and there because I had to fill in some gaps and do a few things, and then I'm going to be cleaning it up a little bit. I still haven't decided if I'm going to get the different Spock head for it. I'd like to, but I'm not exactly sure which one fits it because there's a couple of different sizes. And so I was going to attempt to try to find the right Spock head. And then after I get everything cleaned up and ready for paint, primer and paint, then that one should be ready. I'm hoping to maybe get it finished at some point this year, so we'll see. And Mike Troba, I think that's how I say your name. I don't know. Saying howdy pirates. How's good to see you. Thanks for popping in. And Michael Lawler saying I have to start a Fright Night bust of Amy for the Halloween group build. Yeah, I'm not gonna. I don't think I'm gonna enter the Halloween group build because I don't have anything for it, and I've got too much on my plate at the moment. So, excuse me. So definitely, Fubar, thanks for the reminder. I do as well. Yeah, head over to Hobby Link International forums and sign up for that Secret Santa right now. Bob's saying slowly working on the Halloween group build here. Yeah, you guys do such incredible work, and I haven't quite gotten there. I need to find a good kit at some point to do for the Halloween group build. Totally Scale Models was saying, I never knew there was an Andy's Hobby Europe. Yes. So Andy was getting tired of how much shipping was costing to basically have his containers. They come in from overseas, they come into his warehouse, and then he ships them back overseas to customers. So it was, instead of having to do that, the best thing was to get a warehouse and a website set up in Europe, and I can't remember where it's actually based out of. But for you guys in the UK, their European site is a heck of a lot easier to use than the American site, just because you're not having to pay for that international shipping, and it just, you can still get great prices that he has here on his site in Arizona, and basically it works out for everybody over in Europe and the UK, and they do ship to Australia and places like that. It might be a little bit more for shipping for Australia, but definitely is a really cool thing that he was able to do. And for those of you that aren't familiar with Andy Hobby's headquarters, he also has a Facebook channel, or not, I mean, a YouTube channel. And he just recently announced that he is going to, he actually has, and it's been in the works for a long time, but he's been working with, was it Das Works or Tacom? And he's going to be having a kit come out for a tank under the Andy's Hobbies headquarters name, which is pretty awesome. So his very first kit coming out with his name attached to it, which will be really awesome. Is that the TOS Spock? Michael Lawler, it is the AMT it was printed back in 1981, I believe, the year I was born, and it's the AMT Mr. Spock Star Trek The Motion Picture. That's Mr. Spock, and it's a really fun kit. It's I've actually really enjoyed doing it. I just want the face to look more like Spock. Try a scratch build for Halloween. I'm not that inventive at the moment. I don't know why. I used to be really creative, but for some reason, I just lately, I have not been as creative as I used to be. I do have a diorama that is kind of in the works. I'm building the kits for it very slowly, and I just got the tank that I need for it in 1/72 scale. And I'll be building that at some point once I get done with the Blackhawk and the 4-ton truck that's going along with it. And I'm kind of gradually getting stuff for the diorama. I got the the Afghanistan building. It's a 3D printed Afghani building that I'm going to be using in that diorama as well, which is really cool. Oh, and do you know of a link as I have the US one? Yes, just one moment, and I can do that for you. Let me go. If you just type in Andy's Hobbies Headquarters EU, it comes up. But let me. Oh, I want to. Come on. Copy, and I will paste it right here. So there's the Andy's Hobbies Headquarters Euro site. should be coming up here just in a moment. And then Dark Soldier was saying, I just got a package delivered from Andy's Zombies headquarters yesterday. Yeah, that's awesome. And you know what? His shipping is not bad at all. He gets really good rates on shipping, which is very, very nice. And Kenny's in the house just checking in from the party. Be good to the host. Thanks, Kenny. And it didn't. Okay, hopefully it posted on YouTube. Facebook is being annoying. But yeah, it's just typical. So Kenny, hope the party's going good and you guys are all having a great time. And thanks for dropping in. Um, and hopefully, so of course, I'm trying to see here on the Euro site if he has a lot of the things that he's offering here. Sometimes they do. A lot of times they'll do their pre-order stuff. Uh, you just have to type in pre-order at the top and no results found. So the pre-order stuff must only be in America, which is too bad. But they do have loads of different things that probably aren't even available to us here in the US on that site. So there you go. Let me know if that link went through. Got it. Thanks. Perfect. And then Mike was saying, I wish they would produce a set of figures with the Wrath of Khan red uniforms. That would actually be super awesome. I'm surprised they haven't done that, to be totally honest with you, because uh, when I was growing up, the Wrath of Khan was, when that came out, that was the movie. I mean, that trumped the motion picture, that trumped everything, because it was, I think it was just done right, if you know what I mean. Getting fat with all the food. Yeah, that was last night. My wife's sister's birthday was yesterday, and so we had a party for her, and um, we had barbecue, and definitely I ate way too much, but definitely it was good. And Bob's saying he's drunk. He probably is. Wouldn't surprise me. Oh, no way. Open bar. And Kenny was saying, laugh out, yeah, open bar, back to the party. That's awesome. Well, enjoy and have a great night, Kenny, and be safe, and we'll see you later. So there is that. And yeah, so you guys learned something new today. Hobby Link, or Andy's Hobbies headquarters is in Europe. And for those of you in um, Australia and New Zealand, I'm kind of curious, actually, if you guys are able to use their site, because from my understanding, from what Andy was saying, that they pretty much ship to all of Europe, and that, I don't know. I mean, that should include uh, Australia and New Zealand, but I know you guys down under have a lot stricter policies about stuff coming in from overseas as well. So, uh, which, to be honest, isn't necessarily bad. So am I, Bob, back from a party myself. Right on. Yeah, we didn't have any graduation parties to go to this year, um, and think next year my wife's nephew graduates from high school. She has two that are younger as well, so they'll be coming up eventually. But I think the oldest one, I think he'll be a senior this year. So yeah, to the host, what is your name? My name is Kalan from White Glove Models, and it's good to see you. I see you in the chats all the time, and here and there. I think you're on Discord as well. So yeah, I'm Kalan with White Glove Models. And let's see here. if you're not familiar with my channel, I do post usually about once a week, and I also do a live stream on Mondays. It's Monday Coffee with Kalan, but it is at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is usually about 1 o'clock New York time. So what is that, Eastern Standard Time? And I can always show you. Let's see, that's my old logo, and that's the new one. That Kenny actually designed this new one, and I really like it. So I've been using it just because it kind of pops up a little better than the old one. But yeah, that is me. You're very welcome. Doesn't look like he does any sci-fi on the EU site. That is too bad. Uh, that Yeah, you know what? And it seemed like even on the US site, some of their sci-fi stuff is a little limited, but kind of the place that I've seen to go for any sci-fi stuff is Cult TV Man. But I don't know what how well it is to get stuff from them uh, over to Europe. But it seems like to me, Steve, in Europe and the UK, you guys have a lot more access to things like that and different companies than we do, except for maybe Polar Lights. Polar Lights, I'm not entirely positive. You guys know better than I do, but I have a feeling like they are more of a US based site or company. What's going on here? You all build kits? Sounds like a fun gig. How's it going, Joe? Hope you're doing well. Hamburger helper. Oh yeah, the hamburger helper hand. Yes, Dirk has given me crap for that. I do. Hopefully, at some point, I'll have a new logo. It's kind of in the works. There's a gentleman by the name of Vince who designed the logo for World of Wayne, and he has actually been commissioned by um, one of my patrons, thankfully, over at Part Work Upgrades. Ian from Part Work Upgrades has gracefully offered to pay for a new logo for Vince to do for my channel, which should be pretty cool. But he's a very busy guy, so I actually have not seen I'd seen if he's been working on it. It's kind of been in the works for a long time. It is a big hand. Hamburger helper only works if the hamburger is willing to accept help. That's very true. Hey, Joe and Ron. Hey, Benny. And let's see. Cult TV Man ships to EU. Nice. Yeah. Um, and it seems like they always seem to have a lot more of the sci-fi style kits too. And Joe's saying hi to Ron. There's also a few kind of like my go-to site for stuff, mostly shipwise and things like that, has either been Andy's Hobbies headquarters or Sprue Brothers, because they've always been really good to me. And then for paints, actually, Chris K is not here at the moment, but he turned me on to this company called Michigan Toy Soldier. And oh, you don't want to see that. Michigan Toy Soldier. And they have life color paints, because I've kind of been on the hunt for different paints. And when I looked up the life color, they have really, I guess, a really good reviews from everybody that's used them, and really high pigments. They're good for brushing and for airbrushing. And so kind of what I was looking for was I wanted some different paints for the Bismarck. And so now that I have this pulled up, let's see if I can come down to, if you ever use like the Vallejo or the Ammo by MIG color sets, Life Color actually has color sets as well. Sorry, I'm going to probably give somebody a seizure. But here we go into their sets. And Michigan Toy Soldiers currently has them on sale. Most of them are $7 off if they have it in stock. Like this one, the U.S. Navy World War II set, they don't have that one in stock, but they do have the. They'll usually get it in pretty quick, but they have like the leather. They also have face Royal Navy, uh, which to me I was thinking $34.99 might be a little bit expensive, but you're saving 20% off this manufacturer, and I don't know how long this is running, but I did manage to throw the Kriegsmarine ones into my where'd they go? Do I have the last two in my basket? I bet I do. Maybe I do. It says it's available. But yeah, so I haven't really checked it out yet, just because I'm debating if I really need the photo etch bender from Display. I kind of do. I really want it, just to kind of help with photo etch work and things like that. But we'll just have to see. Um, it's $50 for the little one. I figured the little one would actually do 99.9% of all the photo etch you're ever going to do, because on like the hood and a lot of those other kits that I will be doing on the channel at some point, they have several sheets, and for the most part, the biggest thing you're going to be bending is maybe about that big. It's pretty small. So kind of the photo etch benders are, I don't understand why the majority of them are so expensive. They can be ridiculously expensive, and for like the big one, you end up getting like it's about $100, I think, for the display one, and then also for the trumpeter one, sometimes it's around $60 to $80. And I don't know, it just seems a little bit big and doesn't have all the features like the smaller and medium ones have. Let's see. Joe's saying, I've had the worst experiences with Michigan Toy Soldier. They always say something is in stock, but then after ordering it, they say it's on back order for 2 to 3 months and have to keep following up. That's what I'm afraid of, and that's another reason why I haven't clicked checkout, because I'm worried about that. So yeah, thanks for that, Joe. Keep following up for them to ship it. Yeah, I because and it's funny because they put that disclaimer in every single one of their items, where it says this item is normally stocked, but it may take up to 2 weeks for delivery if not in stock. We will notify you of any delays. However, it says it's available. A lot of the items, though, if they do say out of stock, then I'm definitely not going to click on that one. But you would think if it says it's available that they have it in their warehouse. Oz was saying all you need is a tile to fold on and razor blade and small metal ruler for photo etch. Thank you. So and this is kind of what I've been using at the moment, is I will just take 2 different hobby knives and just use their blades, but I also have this style of razor, which I think would actually kind of work. You just flip it over and then the sharp edge is out. But these ones seem to work fairly well for that too. And then I have like pliers and things like that I was using for the metal earth. And so yeah, I kind of wonder like how much would I actually use it if I actually got one. So yeah, thank you for that. And then I have metal rulers, which are nice to have too. And I could see the metal ruler actually coming in handy, and using that as your straight edge, and you just push it down. And you can also maybe make something up if you absolutely need one. And I have seen like Ron Calverley, when he first started out doing it, he doing photo etch, he was using his knives, like a blade, and then he was also using what he would put it on was a piece of glass that came out of a picture frame from the dollar store. So that little piece of glass, he would use that as the backing, and it worked out really, really well. So that worked for 90% of your needs. Yeah. Saves, yeah, you just saved me $50. So thank you. Because you know, Lewis, my good friend Lewis over at he's the model making trucker. He he has the big photo etch bender, and I guarantee he only has used it a couple times. Because usually he'll just do something with razors, or a ruler, like you were saying. So Bob's saying photo etch is the devil. It can be frustrating. It's funny though, because for Chris K had actually turned me on to the Flyhawk, which is impossible to get the Flyhawk for some of these kits that I want to get it for. But it comes with, I think, like 5 or 6 sheets of just photo etch to super detail your 1 350 and 200 kits. And it's interesting because it's like, is it worth it? And like Ron Calverley, I've been watching his channel a lot because he's building. He built the Bismarck, and he built the hood, and now he's doing the HMS Rodney. And his philosophy on it is, yeah, it's a little photo etch is a little above his level, but also he feels that when you buy the trumpeter kit that has all of the photo etch that comes with it, that's really all you need. And I've kind of haven't been having to rein my thought in on that whole uh, idea of, yeah, what you get with the actual trumpeter kit um, is probably sufficient, and you don't really need to get more. Um, it could be why you're okay with it. I don't like working with photo etch. Yeah, a lot of people don't, but then a lot of people do. I'll also say I like photo etch, but 1/700 scale is just crazy. Don't go there. Yeah, I'm currently building the 1/700 trumpeter New Orleans. And it was kind of just a fun build for me to do. And I toyed with the thought of getting the photo etch for it. And the photo etch basically ends up replacing just about everything on the upper deck. And I wasn't ready for that. So I ended up not getting it, which was probably a wise decision. So I think anything over, like even this is a 1/350 ship, this Tacom, and some of the photo etch and detail parts on this are tiny, microscopic. And then even if you get the 1/200 trumpeter um, hood, which is a massive ship, or like even the Missouri, um, the, some of the parts and photo etch for it are just microscopic. It's crazy. Uh, but some people, you know, they want to put all that great detail into it, and I'm interested in at least attempting it when I get into those other builds. Oz, I have the 1/700 New Orleans with a sheet of PE. Foobar, yes. So I think you were the one that actually told me about the photo etch for it, and oh no, I couldn't do it because the sheet of photo etch that I found, it replaces all the railings, I think, and there was a bunch of other stuff, and just microscopic. Richard was saying sci-fi, try Cultman TV, definitely, and good decision. Cult TV man, that's what it is. Cult TV man. Yeah, but you're crazy, Benny. I would have to agree with that. That's where, so Joe, watching people like Ben over at Ben Builds, you're a good friend of yours. Um, watching him scratch build like an entire interior of the housing for the wing for the landing gear on a small, like, maybe I think I saw him do it on a 172nd once too, but he does it on some of the larger ones. But scratch building pieces like that, and he does such an amazing job, and it just looks absolutely outstanding when he's done with it, is just fascinating to me. And I think he does such a great job, a better job with that detail, using styrene and bits and pieces like that. And he doesn't, there's no photo etch in that wheel well. And when it comes out, it just turns out way better than you ever could have imagined. And so that's one of the things with Ben builds. Like, I always am so fascinated by what Ben is able to do, and other modelers too. I mean, look at Joe even. I mean, you the some of the work you do is just insane. And the scratch building, that's one of the things that I'm trying to learn myself and try to get in uh, to doing that, and just using, not thinking, oh, I need to buy a photo etch set when I have all the plastic styrene that I could ever imagine, and it's cheaper, and I can scratch build all that stuff. That's kind of the mentality I'm trying to work myself towards, and try to get a little bit braver about doing things like that, if you know what I mean. So yeah. Let's see. Fubar is saying that will take some time. Radars, guns, rails, ladders. Yes, indeed. He does not have it listed. Keep eyes out. And then Joe saying, I'll tell you all this. Ben is insanely smart when it comes to aircraft. He is a walking encyclopedia in regards to, he has to be, because, and you know what's crazy too, is I don't know if like how much he goes to reference books and things like that. Like, how much does he actually spend looking at the references for a particular kit that he's actually working on, or does he already have that in his mind? And it's hard to tell sometimes. Like, is he just coming up with this on his own, or has he researched it? And so it's always interesting to me to kind of watch him. And it would be nice to know, because sometimes he'll mention a book, or he'll mention that he would had researched it, but sometimes it's like, I swear he's just coming up with it out off the top of his head, because he knows what it should look like, and what he wants it to look like when it's finished. So yeah, that's really cool. That's why he's able to scratch all that. He knows exactly what it is and looks like and where it goes. That's amazing. Yeah, he's an amazing builder. I hope at some point he will show his face. Guys like Ben Plasmo Skeleton. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Plasmo is another amazing one. Skeleton. And the dioramas they do just blow my mind. Absolutely crazy. Um, Oz was saying the Bismarck 1700 by Flyhawk has 8 sheets of PE, and now I wear glasses. Ah, for a 17, that's like, that has to be replacing 90% of the ship. That is a lot of photo etch. Steve was saying, good show, Kalan. Thanks for filling in. Have to run, finishing pack 4 of ladder 9. Right on. Take care, Steve, and thanks for popping by. My pack 4 apparently won't come until the end of this month, so I'm kind of sad about that. I was thinking it was on its way already, but it is not. It'll be coming at the end of the month. So I still have a lot of extra stuff I'm doing to the ladder 9, and I still have to. I did get the chrome on it. I just need to seal everything in. So I was hoping to do that this weekend. But take care, Steve, and thanks for coming. In fact, we've been on about an hour, which is not bad. And Joe's saying Ben studies each build and references for months before he build it. I can understand that. Yeah, um, I'm sure, and he must have loads of reference books. Then he's like, Joe, are you ready to build this? And I'm like, oh, I should probably open the kit. That's crazy. Yeah, and when Ben does his 12 kits of Kitmas, he, you know, he's even doing some extra detail to those at times, which is just baffling because he's just absolutely crazy. The amount of detail he'll put into things when he only even has a short amount of time to do it. But for the most part, when he does take his time, he just does amazing work. Bob, got to run. See you soon. Great job, Kaylin. Thank you, Bob. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the weekend. And I don't know how long you guys want to keep me on here. I should probably look at closing things up here pretty soon. It's been a good conversation, though. I'm really thankful for each and every one of you for joining me, and in lieu of Kenny's absence, while he's out celebrating graduation for his son Kenny's girlfriend Ava. Mike Lawler, 1 a.m. here, so calling a night. Great show, Kaylin. Chat to you all next week. Take care, and we'll see you on either on Discord or on Wednesday when Kenny will be back and doing. Oh yeah, that is what is happening on Wednesday on Kenny's live stream. He will be doing the 4,000 sub giveaway. So I think it's only open to subscribers. I'm not entirely sure. Most likely it would have to be, because if you're a subscriber, then you would be eligible to win. So take care, Steve, and Upstate Scale Modeling. Have a good night. So you know what? It's been an hour. It's been a lot of fun. And I really appreciate each and every one of you popping in. So I think I am going to call it a night myself. And I'm glad that we were able to just take some time to chat and have some fun on a Saturday evening or morning, wherever you are. And don't forget to head over to HobbyLink International Community, check out all of the group builds going on, and you're more than welcome to join in on those group builds. And other than that, I will see you guys next time. Bye.